Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining our today's session. I really appreciate everyone for taking out the time from your busy schedule and joining us today for our session. We are back with another interesting session for today, and we'll have a good speaker with us for talking about today's session. Her name is Harshavardhini. I'll get her on stage. But before that, I just want to talk about a couple of things around AWS User Group Madurai. What are the couple of housekeeping stuff you need to take care when you're in the session, and all of the good stuff. I won't take much of your time, so let me quickly go ahead and talk about that. So this bootcamp of Cloud Practitioner, we are already in episode 10. We are almost there to finish our bootcamp. If you're joining this session for the first time, don't worry, we have all the recordings been there, stored, saved in AWS User Group Madurai YouTube channel, as well as AWS User Group India YouTube channel. You can tune in, watch all of our past recordings, as well as join our Slack workspace. The link of the AWS User Group Madurai is flashing on the screen. You can quickly join it now if you're not part of it, so you can have and build your own network, right? So that's all. That was a majorly our agenda for forming this entire AWS User Group Madurai. Before I pass it on about today's session to our speaker, just want to call about a couple of housekeeping stuff. We are doing this out virtually. This bootcamp has been organized for different kinds of audiences, right from the folks who are very new to the AWS to the experts, people coming out from different backgrounds, different language. So please do respect everyone, allow them to put out their thought process. And it's very important. If you have any sorts of question, which maybe at start as how I start my AWS journey, or hey, how I can prepare more, don't hesitate. Put out all your questions in the chat. Our speaker as well as myself will ensure that all the answers are been answered. All the questions have been getting answered before we wrap up the session. So please don't hesitate. Put up the sessions, and please do ensure, as I mentioned, this is from zero to hero. So please be friendly and patient based on the questions asked from the different kinds of audience and different language. So there's a couple of things I want to talk about that. As I mentioned, this bootcamp of Cloud Practitioner has been hosted by AWS User Group Madurai. There are a couple of thought process or the goal what we want to achieve behind hosting this or creating this bootcamp. So this bootcamp has been designed for beginner friendly. So as I mentioned, there are different kinds of folks what we have. Folks who have been just started their AWS journey, to the experts who are looking more to gain their knowledge by achieving certification. So it's going to be for across the different kinds of audience. We'll have different practice tests. So we have already had a couple of quizzes, tasks. So that way we ensure it's not just only theoretical. We try to make it more hands-on for you guys. Giveaways. That's a more interesting thing, right? So you get different forms of as a form of a winner quiz, as a form of when you do a task, you'll get different kinds of giveaways. If you have attended all of our sessions, we'll also give you a certificate of attendance at the end of this bootcamp. As I mentioned, each speaker will do ensure there is some sort of a hands-on demo has been associated in each event or each of their talks, so it's not more of a theoretical. And the last thing is around the doubt solving, right? So we won't only have the regular sessions, we'll also have different couple of doubt solving sessions. So we can talk about how exactly, if you have any doubts, post the sessions and other stuff, you can do join those sessions and clarify your doubts. This is a register link. If you have not registered for the bootcamp, please do register so we can notify you for any events, any kinds of tasks, or any kinds of other things which is there. We can also notify you, or either you register here or do join our Slack workspace. So we can also inform you on workspace or on via email. With that, let me introduce about today's session. This is episode 10, which is on AWS pricing and billing. We have today with us Harshavardhini. She works as a CloudOps administrator associative at Accenture and holds very good and sound understanding on AWS pricing and billing. Let me get her on stage quickly.
So,
Hey, Ashok.
thank you. Yeah, hi, Sanchit. Hi. Thank you for introducing me.
Cool. You look very excited today. Thank you
Yeah,
for thank you for taking out time from your busy schedule to help us to explore more about how pricing and billing, because I know how this is crucial for all the folks when they are starting their AWS journey, right? Whether you are a professional architect or you are a beginner, pricing and billing, I completely understand, becomes a core and part and parcel of everyone's life. So I really appreciate that you took out of time from your busy schedule to help us learn that. And with that, I would request you to please share your screen and look
yeah.
forward to the session.
Just a minute.
Sure.
Good evening, everyone. This is Harsha. Today's session is all about AWS pricing and billing. Coming to today's agenda, first we'll be starting with introduction. Then we will be moving on to how AWS pricing works, where we will be discussing about the AWS pricing policies, key principles, AWS free tier, pricing details of some individual services, and cost optimization. After that, we will be seeing AWS billing services, where we will be discussing about the tools which helps us in tracking and understanding AWS bills. After that, we will be seeing organizations and consolidated billing. And at last, we will be ending our session with the two types of cost calculators. Starting with the
Harsha, we can't hear you. Sorry.
now you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. We can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Yes. Starting with introduction, we all know that, right? Cost is one of the main reason why businesses are moving towards cloud. So let's start this session by comparing the on-premise and cloud infrastructure in terms of cost. So when you're getting started with the on-premise infrastructure, first you need to buy and set up hardware physically, which incurs a heavy upfront cost. Also, you need to purchase software licenses and upgrade it regularly, which is also very expensive. But with the cloud, you basically rent the server by paying a very smaller recurring monthly cost. And when it comes to licenses, a small amount of license cost is already included within the renting cost. And when you are using on-premise infrastructure, right, you need to replace servers every few years, because as technology evolves, organization upgrade to stay up to date. So new servers will have latest upgrades and increased performance capacity. And secondly, companies replace their hardware to avoid equipment failure. So old servers, it will become less efficient and have increased chances of failure. So which leads to downtime and a loss of revenue to that company. So they will buy new servers every few years, and this buying new servers every few years will add up a lot of cost, right? But in cloud, you are just renting the server, so you don't need to worry about these things. And for the next point, I request you, like, imagine you own a e-commerce shop, and you are going to put a sale next month. So during the time, obviously, you will be getting a significant boost in traffic, right? But your current servers are already running at near capacity, which means they don't have space to accommodate the new traffic. So now you have to do scaling to accommodate the traffic. So there are two ways how you can scaling: vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. So in vertical scaling, you will be increasing the capacity of the current machine by adding power to memory, CPU, like that, etc. And in horizontal scaling, you will be increasing the number of machines. In on premises, both horizontal and vertical scaling is a very tedious process, and it is very costly. And also, what happens when the sale ends and the traffic comes to normal? You probably don't use that server again, right? Until the next sale comes. So until then, the server is being unused, right? So obviously, this is a waste of money and as well as resource. But in cloud, you can scale up and scale down whenever you need. And since it is a consumed model, you only pay for the resources you use. thus making it cloud very extremely cost effective. And one of the biggest difference between cloud and on-premise infrastructure is that you are in cloud, you aren't managing physical equipment. Sorry, I have changed this. Okay. In cloud, so in cloud, you aren't managing physical equipment. This means you don't have to worry about having space for hardware, powering it, or cooling it. Okay, so another maintenance cost associated with on-premises infrastructure is that you need manual and multiple resources to maintain that hardware, physical hardware. So, however, by migrating to the cloud, these tasks will disappear. And the last point is disaster recovery. So, in on-premise infrastructure, disaster recovery effects will be high if the infrastructure is in disaster struck zone. In cloud, we have high availability zones available, so that will not create any impact even if the infrastructure is in affected mode. So, also remember one thing here: if the cloud structure is, if the cloud infrastructure is not managed properly, the cost can spiral out of your control, and this is why you need to have an idea about AWS pricing and billing. And this session is only for all for that. So coming to the next slide. So the next slide talks about pricing policies in AWS. So coming to pricing policies, so coming to pricing policies, there are three ways how you can pay to AWS. The first one is consumed model. So here you will be paying for the resources as and when you need them. So it's more like you are renting resource on demand, and it also gives you the flexibility over how many machines you need and for how long. So the second one is save when you reserve. This lets you to save reserve. This lets you to reserve resources for a particular period of time, maybe 1 year or 3 years, and it also provides you significant discounts based on the contract term and the upfront amount you paid. So here is the thing: the longer the contract term for a service you pay, the longer the contract term, you pay less and you save more on the resource. So the last one is pay less by using more. AWS provides volume discounts and tiered pricing for most of these services. For example, when you use Amazon S3 standard rate, you will be charged $0.023. So here you can see the pricing of Amazon S3. So for the first 50 TB per month, you will be charged 0.023 per GB, and for the next 450 TB per month, you are getting charged 0.022 per GB, and over 500 TB per month, you are getting charged 0.021 per GB. So here is the thing: the more AWS service resources you use, you gonna pay. The less you gonna pay. So moving to the next slide. The next slide is about AWS key principles. So here we will be discussing about the AWS key principles and best practices we need to remember when we are getting started with AWS. Firstly, we need to understand the fundamentals of pricing. So there are three fundamental cost drivers: compute, storage, and outbound data transfer. For compute resources, you pay per hour or second. from the time you launch a resource until the time you terminate it, unless or until you made a reservation for which the cost is agreed upon beforehand. So in storage, you will be charged for the data you store and the number of requests you made on it. And here you will typically pay per GP. And coming to outbound data transfer, here you will be charged if the data is moving between the resources across the regions. So if you want your data to be moved from one region to another, you will be getting charged. So for this also, you typically pay per GP. So here you have to remember one thing. In most of the cases, there is no charge for inbound data transfer or data transfer between resources within the same region. But there are some exceptions also. So please be sure, please verify it before you getting started with any services. So coming to the next principle, the next principle is start early with optimization. So optimization is all about correctly selecting and assigning the right resources to a workload or application, thus resulting in increasing its efficiency. When you are getting started in the cloud, AWS helps you with a set of solutions that helps you with a set of solutions to manage and optimize your spend. This include services, tools, and resources to organize and track your cost and usage data. Then you can enhance your control through consolidated billing and access permission. Then you can enable better planning through budgeting and forecasting. And you can further lowers the cost with resources and pricing optimizations. And next comes the uh, key principle, maximize the power of flexibility. So AWS services are priced independently, transparently, and also available on different pricing models. So you can choose and pay for exactly what you need. And AWS provides many flexible options. So it's on our hand whether we use it or not. So for example, we have the flexibility to turn off the instances when we don't use. By turning off the instances you don't use, you can reduce cost by 70% or more compared to using them 24/7. So this enables you to be cost effective, and at the same time you have all the power you need when the workloads are active. So the last key principle is using the right pricing model. So AWS offers several pricing model depending upon the product. So these include on-demand instances. So on-demand instances let you pay for compute or database capacity by the hour or second, depending on which instance you run, with no long-term commitments or upfront payments. So the advantage of this pricing model is this is one of the most flexible pricing model, and you no need of paying any upfront amounts, and it is great for unpredictable workloads. And the disadvantage is it is one of the most expensive pricing option, and your bills can get out of your control very quickly. So coming to spot instances, AWS will always have some spare instances available for any surge in customer demand. So to offset the loss of these idle infrastructure, AWS offers excess capacity instances at a very massive discount, up to 90% compared to on-demand instances. So the advantages of this one is it offers highest possible cost savings, because you're getting it at a massive discount, right? 90% compared to on-demand. and it is perfect for getting spare compute capacity and scaling quickly. And AWS offers a Hibernate option. So here, Hibernate option means it saves everything when the instance is getting terminated, and it automatically resumes and starts running when the instance is available again. So the disadvantage of this pricing model is your instance can get terminated at any time. So when another user is bidding more than you or willing to buy that server on demand, AWS will terminate that server from you and give it to them. And you will only be getting notification 2 minutes prior to your termination. So it is very difficult to use it in a right way. And next pricing model is savings plan. So savings plan are a flexible pricing model that offers low prices on Amazon EC2, Amazon EC2, AWS Lambda, and AWS Fargate usage in exchange for a commitment to a consistent amount of usage for a 1 or 3 year term. So the advantages of this pricing model is it is one of the easiest pricing model to get started with and proceeded with, and you can predict the expenses here. And the disadvantage of this model is you have to make a long-term commitment, and if you're using the resources that go beyond the chosen capacity, you will be getting charged based on the charged according to an on-demand model. So the last pricing model is reserved instances. So reserved instances provide significant discounts up to 75% compared to on-demand pricing. Uh, this can be availed by paying for the capacity ahead of time. We have to pay for the capacity before. So we have to pay for the capacity ahead of time. So reservation options, there are some reservations options too. So these include no upfront, partial upfront, and all upfront. And reservation terms are 1 or 3 years. So the advantages of this model is your costs are predictable and you can save up to 72% by making a long-term commitment, and it is user friendly. And disadvantages is you have to make a long-term commitment and you have to pay for an instance regardless of the actual usage. So even if you don't use that instance, you have to pay for that. Okay. So moving to the next topic. The next topic we have is AWS free tier. To get started with AWS, it offers a free tier to the new users to gain a free hands-on experience with the AWS platform, products, and services. It comes in 3 offer types: 12 months free, always free, and trials. 12 months free is this tier include 12 months free usage, and it starts when you initially sign up for AWS. And next one is always free. This is this free tier, right? This free tier do not expire and is also available to all AWS customers. Then comes trials. This is a short-term free trials starting from the date you activate a particular service. So you have to remember one thing in all these free tiers, right? When your trial period ends or you exceeded the free tier limit, you're going to pay standard pay as you go service rates. So in the next slide, we will see some most commonly used free tier services. So in 12 months free, we have Amazon EC2 instance, which provides 750 hours per month of Linux, Windows RHEL or SLES, T2 micro or T3 micro instance usage depending upon the region. Then we have Amazon S3, which provides 5 GB of Amazon S3 standard storage and 20,000 GET requests and 2,000 put requests free. And then comes Amazon RDS, which provides 750 hours of Amazon RDS single AZ DB-T2 micro database usage for running MySQL, PostgreSQL, MariaDB, Oracle, Biol, or SQL Server, and 20 GB of general purpose SSD database storage, and 20 GB of storage for database backup and DB snapshots. Then we have Amazon Cloud Friends, which provide 50 GB data transfer out and 2 lakh HTTP and HTTPS requests each month free. So in always free tier, we are having Amazon Dynamodb, which gives free up to 20 million requests per month and 25 GB of storage. And then comes Amazon S3 Glacier. You can freely retrieve up to 10 GB of your Amazon S3 Glacier data per month for free. And then we have AWS Lambda, which gives 1 million free requests per month and up to 3.2 million seconds of compute time per month. And in trials, we have Amazon SageMaker, which provides 250 hours per month of T2 medium notebook, 50 hours per month of M4 X large for training, and 150 hours per month of M4 X large for hosting for the first 2 months. And then we have Amazon Redshift, which gives 750 hours per month for free for the first 2 months. And moving to the next slide, there are some free services in AWS which is free by default. That means it doesn't have an expiry date or any tier limit. So the first one is Amazon VPC. So Amazon VPC is your virtual private cloud, and this is where your little virtual machines actually live. And next comes Elastic Beanstalk. So Elastic Beanstalk is used for deploying and scaling web applications. So in simple term, it is a platform as a service model. It takes your application code and it deploys it while provisioning the supporting architecture and compute resources required for your code to run. So this Elastic Beanstalk is free, but you will be paying for the resources you provision there. And then comes the CloudFormation. So CloudFormation is an infrastructure automation platform for infrastructure automation platform that deploys AWS resources in a repeatable, testable, and auditable manner. So same like Elastic Beanstalk, CloudFormation is free, but the resources you provision there, those are chargeable. Then we have identity access management. So when we are creating users, groups, roles, etc., we are not paying for them, right? So these are all free services. And next in the order is auto scaling. So there is no additional charge for AWS auto scaling. You only pay for Amazon CloudWatch monitoring fees. And next we have OpsWork. AWS OpsWork is a service that runs and manages configuration management servers. So similarly to CloudFormation and Elastic Beanstalk, you will be only paying for the resources you provision there. And then Consolidated Billing, and this one is free. And we'll be seeing this Consolidated Billing in detail in the upcoming slides. Okay. So the next slide. So now we're going to see the pricing details of some individual services. The first one is Amazon EC2. So Amazon EC2 stands for Amazon Elastic Cloud Compute Service. So it provides scalable computing capacity in the AWS cloud, and you can use EC2 to launch as many or as few virtual servers and configure their security and network, and you can manage their storage as per your need. So Amazon EC2 pricing is based on these factors. So the first one is clock hours of server uptime. So you will be only paying when the instance is running. So for example, you will be only paying from the time Amazon EC2 instances are launched until the time they are terminated. And next comes instance type. So Amazon EC2 provides a wide range of instance types optimized to use it for different use cases. So these instance type comprises of varying combinations of CPU, memory, storage, and networking capacity. And it also gives you the flexibility to choose the approximate mix of resources you want for your applications. And then comes the pricing models. So Amazon EC2 offers various pricing models like on-demand instances, spot instances, reserved instances, savings plan, dedicated instances. So you can choose whatever you need as per your need. And then you will be paying for, you will be charged according to the number of instance you use. And next is load balancing. So you can distribute your traffic among EC2 instances using Elastic Load Balancer. So the pricing for it depends on the number of hours Elastic Load Balancing is running and the amount of data it processes. And the next in the list is detailed monitoring. So by default, standard monitoring are enabled, and that monitors your EC2 resources every 5 minutes. And if you want your resources to be monitored every 1 minute, you have to switch on to detailed monitoring. So this one is chargeable. And then comes Amazon EC2 Auto Scaling. So this service is available at this service is free, but you are going to pay for the CloudWatch charges. And then comes elastic IP addresses. You can have one elastic IP addresses associated with a running instance at no charge. So if you want more, these are chargeable. And then comes licensing. To run operating systems and applications on AWS, you need to obtain a variety of software licenses. So you can obtain these as a pay-as-you-go basis from AWS. If not, if you are having existing licensing agreements with the software vendors, you can bring your eligible licenses to the cloud to reduce your total cost of ownership. So the next one we have is Amazon S3. Amazon S3 stands for Amazon Simple Storage Service. So it is a object service which is built to store and retrieve any amount of data from anywhere. So the pricing of Amazon S3 depends upon these factors. The first one is location. So Amazon EC3 price varies depending upon the location of your AWS S3 buckets. And then comes storage classes. So S3 provides a wide range of storage classes optimized to use it for different use cases. For example, if you want your data to be frequently accessed, you will be using S3 standard. So, and if you want your data to be and you don't want your data to be frequently accessing, you know, for infrequently accessed data, you will be using AWS S3 infrequent access standard or AWS S3 one zone infrequent access. And so if you want your data to be optimized automatically by moving the data to the most cost effective tier, so for that you will be using AWS intelligent tiering. And for archiving purpose, you will be using S3 Glacier and S3 Deep Glacier. And you will be charged upon the number of requests you made, that is get, put, select, copy, etc. Then you will be charged based on the live transition request. So when you are moving your data between storage classes, you will be getting charged. And then we have is data transfer. So you will be getting charged for the data transferred out of AWS S3. Sorry, the so you will be getting charged for the amount of data you transferred out of Amazon S3. And when you transfer data between S3 buckets uh, and from Amazon S3 to any service within the same AWS region, and those are free. And then comes the management features. You pay for the storage management features like if you use Amazon S3 inventory, analytics, and object tagging, you will be paying for these services. And the next service we have is Amazon RDS. So Amazon RDS stands for Amazon Relational Database Service. So it is a collection of managed services that makes it simple to set up, operate, and scale databases in the cloud. So it provides cost efficient and resizable capacity while managing the time consuming database administration task, so that we can only focus on our applications and businesses. So the pricing for RDS depends upon the clock hours of server uptime, the amount of time the DB instance is running. Then comes database characteristics. So here you will be paying for physical. You will be paying depends upon the physical capacity, database engine, storage class, memory, and then comes database purchase type. So here you will be paying. Purchase type means pricing models. So whether it is on demand or reserved, you will be paying for that. And then you will be paying for the number of DB instance you use. And then comes provisioned storage. So there is no additional charge for backup storage up to 100% of the provisioned database storage for an active DB instance. Once the DB instance is getting terminated, backup storage is billed per GB per month. And then comes long-term retention. This enables you to retain your performance data older than 7 days. And this is priced based. This is priced per CPU this is priced per CPU per month for each database instance in which it is enabled. and this pricing is also depends upon the instance type and the region in which it is located. And then comes API request. uh, the API free tier includes all the calls from the performance inside dashboard, as well as 1 million calls outside the performance insights dashboard. So after that, you will be getting charged. And then comes the deployment model. You can deploy your instance to single availability zones or multiple availability zone. The storage and input output charges vary depending upon the available zone you provision. And then comes the data transfer. So here inbound data transfer is free, and outbound data transfer costs are tiered. You will be paying for outbound data transfer. And the next service is AWS CloudFront. AWS CloudFront is a fastest global content delivery network service that securely delivers data, videos, applications, and APIs to your viewers with low latency and high transfer speeds. So the prices for this one depends upon the data transfer out. The amount of data transfer, you will be getting charged for the amount of data transferred out of your Amazon CloudFront edge locations. And then comes HTTP and HTTPS request. You will be getting charged based on the number and type of request made and the geographical location in which the requests are made. And then comes invalidation request. So there is no additional charge for the first 1000 paths request for invalidation each month, and thereafter you will be paying per request per part requested for invalidation. And then comes field level encryption request. So this one is charged based on the number of requests that needs additional encryption. So you pay $0.02 for every 10,000 requests. And then comes custom SSL certificates. So you will be paying $600 per month for each custom SSL certificate associated with one or more CloudFront distributions. And the next service is Amazon Lambda. So Amazon Lambda lets you run code without provisioning or managing servers. You are only going to pay for the compute time you gonna consume, and there is no charge when your code is not running. So the pricing for it depends upon the number of requests for functions. So Lambda registers a request each time it starts each time it starts executing in response to a event notification or invoke call, including test invokes from the console. And you are getting charged for the total number of requests across all your functions. And then comes you will be charged for the execution time. It is calculated from the time your code begins execution until the time it returns or otherwise it terminates. You will be getting charged for that particular period of time. And then comes memory allocation. You will be charged for the amount of memory you allocate to your function. So then there are some additional charges. You will be paying for using and transferring data from other services. For example, if your Lambda function reads and writes data from Amazon S3, you will be getting you will be billed for read and write request and the data stored in Amazon S3. And you will be you will be charged for the data transferred in and out of your AWS Lambda functions. And the next service we're going to see is Amazon EBS. So Amazon EBS stands for Amazon Elastic Block Storage. It is an high performance block storage service designed for use with Amazon EC2 instances. So Amazon EBS volumes are off instance storage. So you can, even if your instance is terminated, your volume will be there. So the pricing for it depends upon the volume. You will be getting charged by the amount of data you provision per month until you will be getting charged until you release that storage. And the snapshots, you will be charged based on the amount of space consumed by snapshots in S3, and you will be paying for the snapshots which is being copied. For copying snapshots, you will be paying for that. And again, data transfer here also, inbound data transfer is free, and outbound, you will be paying for outbound data transfer. And the next service is Dynamodb. So Amazon Dynamodb is a fast and flexible NoSQL database service for all applications that need consistent single-digit milli latency at any scale. So it is a fully managed cloud database. So Dynamodb has two capacity modes, on-demand capacity mode and provisioned capacity mode. So with the on-demand capacity mode, you pay per request for the data reads and write on your applications, and you don't need to specify how much read and write you expect on your applications to perform, because Dynamodb instantly accommodates your workloads as they ramp up or down. Then with provision the capacity mode, you need to specify the number of data reads and writes per second that you require for your application, and you can use auto scaling to automatically adjust your table's capacity based on the specified utilization rate to ensure application performance while reducing the cost. The pricing for Dynamodb is based on the read requesting units. So there are three types of request units: strongly consistent, eventually consistent, and transactional consistent. So transactional consistent required more read request units than strongly consistent and then eventually consistent. And then comes write request units. You will be charged based upon the write request units. And then comes data storage, the amount of data you store, the pricing depends upon that. Then data transfer. So the data transferred across you will be getting charged for the data transferred across regions, and you will be getting charged on both of the sides. And then global tables. So global tables helps you to replicate your Dynamodb tables automatically across your choice of AWS regions. So Dynamodb charges for global table, this is, the pricing for global table is based on the resource you use on the resource you used on each replica table. The next topic we have is cost optimization. So in this, we are going to discuss about some ways in which you can optimize your AWS resources and reduce cost. The first one is choosing the right pricing model. For certain services like Amazon EC2 and Amazon RDS, you can invest in reserved capacity. By investing in reserved capacity, you can save up to 72% 72% compared to on-demand capacity. And these reserved instances are available in three options: all upfront, partial upfront, and no upfront payments. The more the upfront you pay, the more you save. Okay. And then you can use the recommendations provided in AWS Cost Explorer array purchase recommendations. And these recommendations are provided based upon your usage in Amazon RDS, Amazon Redshift, Amazon Elastic Cache, and Amazon Open Search Service usage. Then for instances like which doesn't affect your workload even if it is get terminated in the middle, you can use spot instances. You can use spot instances for these kind of instances. By using this, you are reducing the EC2 cost. And like reserved, you can also use compute savings plan to reduce EC2 to reduce the price of EC2, Fargate, and the Lambda. The next is the next the next way is match capacity with demand. So here you have to identify Amazon EC2 instance with low utilization, and you can reduce cost by stopping them or right sizing them. Okay. You can use AWS Cost Explorer resource optimization to get the report of EC2 instances that are either idle or have low utilization. And you can automatically stop these instances by using AWS Instance Scheduler. And you can automatically resize these EC2 instance by using AWS Operations Conductor. And next comes analyze your Amazon Dynamodb usage, and you can reduce that cost by leveraging auto scaling or on demands. So you can analyze your Dynamodb usage by monitoring two metrics, that is consumed read capacity units and consumed write capacity units in CloudWatch. To automatically scale your Dynamodb table, you have to use auto scaling feature. And alternatively, you can also avail for on-demand option. This options allows you to pay per request for read and write request, so that you're only paying for what you use. So you're only paying for what you use. And the next one is you have to identify Amazon RDS, Amazon Redshift instances with low utilization, and you can reduce their cost by stopping or passing them. So you can use Trusted Advisor Amazon RDS idle DB check to identify DB instances which have not which have had not any connection over the past 7 days. And for Redshift also, you will be using trusted advisor Amazon Redshift clusters check, and this helps you to identify the clusters which have had no connections for the past 7 days, and less 5% cluster wide average CPU utilization for 99% of the past 7 days. So you can reduce the cost for DB instances by stopping them, and you can reduce the cost of these Redshift clusters by pausing them. And next we have is you need to implement a process to identify the resource wastage, and you can reduce that cost by first you need to sorry so I first you need to identify Amazon EBS volume with low utilization, and you can reduce these costs by snapshotting them and then deleting them. So you can use Amazon EBS volume check to check the volumes that have low activity over a period of 7 days. First, you need to snapshot these volumes, and then you can delete it. And Amazon data lifecycle. This one is used for user to automate the creation of snapshots. So then comes you can analyze Amazon S3 usage, and you can reduce cost by leveraging lower cost by leveraging to lower cost storage tiers. You can use Amazon S3 Analytics to analyze storage access. You can use S3 Analytics to analyze storage access patterns on the object data set for 30 days or longer, and make recommendations on leveraging the data to lower cost storage tiers. You can use lifecycle policies to automatically moving these objects to lower cost storage tier, and you can use S3 intelligent tiering to automatically analyze and moves your this tiering automatically analyzes your data and moves your object to the appropriate storage tier. And then you can review the networking and reduce cost by deleting the idle load balancers. So you can you can use load balancers check to get report of load balancers that have a request count of less than 100 over the past 7 days, and you can delete these load balancers. So the next topic is understanding the billing services and tools. So in this section, we are going to see about the tools and services that helps you to track and understand your AWS bills. The first one is budgets. So budgets allows you to set custom budgets that alerts you when your cost or usage exceeds the budgeted amount. So by this you can have by using this you can have you can have improved planning, and you can have a cost, or you can have a control over your cost. So there are three types of budgets: cost budgets, usage budgets, and reservation budgets. So first there is cost budgets. So in this budget, you will be planning on how much you want to spend on a service. And then comes usage budget. So here you will be planning on how much you want to use on a particular service. And then you have reservation budget. You can set reservation sorry when your cost or usage exceed your budgeted amount, right, you are able to receive budget alerts. It can be through email or through SNS, that is simple service SSNS, that is simple service notification. And you can also receive notification through bot services, chatbot services like Slack. So we will be having a hands-on demo, hands-on session on this budgets. So we'll be looking that, at last we'll be looking that hands-on session. Then we have cost and usage report. And this is the this is the single location for accessing the most comprehensive information about your AWS cost and usage. And this is the place you will be going to if you receive a huge bill and you need to figure out what is going on. So in that report, right, it exactly includes the exact instance ID, what is running up your bill. And you are able to download a detailed and comprehensive report of this one. And it lists usage for each service category. And you are able to aggregate usage data on a daily, hourly, or a monthly level. Then we are moving to Cost Explorer. It allows you to visualize your cost over time. So you are able to view the cost of past 12 months, and you are even able to forecast up to 3 months in the future. Then we have cost allocation tax. So a tag is a label that you or AWS assigns to an AWS resource. So each tag consists of a key and a value. For each resource, each key, each tag key must be unique, and each tag key will be containing only one value. So AWS provides two types of cost allocation tags. Those are AWS generated tags and user defined tags. So these tags are used to organize your resource cost on sorry these tags are used to organize your resources cost on your cost allocation report, thus making it easier for you to categorize and track your AWS cost. Then we have organizations and consolidated billing. So organizations, AWS organizations helps you to centrally manage and govern your environment as you grow and scale your AWS services. Organizations are available in two feature sets, that is consolidated billing and all features. In consolidated billing, it provides all basic management tools that you can use to centrally manage the accounts in your organization. And all features, right, this one provides all consolidated billing features plus a set of advanced features such as service control policies. So this organization, you can use these organizations to group multiple accounts. And you can use organizations to create accounts automatically. Then you can use consolidated billing for paying for a single payment for all the accounts, and you can allocate resources and apply policies across these accounts. So this is the organizational this is AWS organization compounds. This one is master account. Master account is the AWS account you use to create your organization. So using this master account, you can create other accounts in your organization and invite other accounts to join your organization, or remove accounts from your organization. So you can have only one master account per organization. And then we have organizational units. So these are all the organizational units. This one. So an organizational unit is a group of AWS accounts within an organization. An organizational unit can also contain other organizational units, enabling you to create hierarchy. So here you can see, right, this one is one organizational unit. Under this organizational unit, you have another organizational unit, right? And an account can only be added under a single organizational unit, and it is not possible to add an account under two organizational units. And then we have member accounts. So these are all the member accounts, that marketing, HR, prod, stage, developer. These are all the member accounts. So other than master account in your organization, every other accounts you have is a member account. And new AWS accounts can directly added to the organization. But when it comes to existing AWS accounts, you can only added existing AWS accounts only through invitations. So root user of that account must accept the invitation to get added in your organizations. So next comes the service control policies. So here you can see the service control policies. So service control policies is a document that describes control to be attached to the entire organization, organizational units, or you can even attach to a single individual AWS accounts. So these policy defines the services and actions that a user or a role can perform. So these policies are inheritable. So if you do some policy, you are attaching some policy here, means this policy is applicable to all the tree accounts. So it is you can have the hierarchical connection, and policies can be inherited. And policies can be assigned at different points in the hierarchy. You can even assign policy to a single account, at any different points in the hierarchy. So the next is we're going to see about is the benefits of consolidated billing. So you will be getting one bill for multiple accounts. So then comes easy tracking. You can track the charges across multiple accounts and download the combined cost and usage data. Then volume discounts. When you combine the usage data across all the accounts in the um organization, you will be availing volume pricing accounts. volume pricing discounts, and reserved instant discounts. This can result. This can reduce your cost to your company. And this one is a free service, so you don't have to pay for it, and you can link up to 20 accounts here. Then we move on to AWS cost calculators. So AWS Cost Calculator is a free tool which is used to create estimates for your AWS use cases. And you can use this calculator to model your solutions before you build them. So, for example, if you are planning to use Amazon S3, you can configure how many GPU you want to use. You can configure and check the price for these. You can configure how many GPU you want to use, how many GPU you want to go in request, how many GPU you will be transferring. So, and you can use you can use these configurations and estimate the cost and have a preview over what your monthly or annually bill is going to be before building them, right? Then you can explore various AWS service prices using cost calculators. Then you can review the calculations behind your estimates. So by using this, you can have an idea like what is costing more, what is cheap. For example, when you use Amazon S3 standard charges for storing data, S3 standard for storing data. Storing data in Amazon S3 is very less compared to outbound data transfer. So you can only knowing that when you review the calculations behind their estimates, right? So you can clearly see this one when you do hands-on. And why you have to use this AWS pricing calculator means it helps you to find how you spend, and you can find cost saving opportunities by using AWS cost calculators, and it allows you to make informed decisions. So the next one is migration evaluator. So migration evaluator is an assessment service designed to help AWS customers to make faster and smarter migration decisions. So here you will be having a team of experts who can help you define and achieve your migration objective if you want to move your infrastructure from on-premise to cloud. So that's all for the presentation, and now we can go for the hands-on session. So first we will be seeing how to create a simple budget. So currently I'm on AWS Management Soul. So I will be going here and then billing dashboards. And here under cost management, I will be clicking budgets, then create a budget. Since I'm going to create a cost budget, there are, as I said earlier, as we see in those slides, there are different types of budgets. But now I'm going to create a cost budget. So here you can give some budget name like sample budget, something like that. And this one is, so you can set up your budget for in a day for daily, monthly, quarterly, and annually. So I'm setting this budget for monthly. I'm setting this monthly budget. And then comes budget renewal type, whether you want this budget to be recurring every month, or you want this budget to be expired. So I'm choosing this one recurring one only, and start month is April. And in budget methods, you have fixed budgets. So then you have planned budgets. So here you will be putting amounts for every month. Here you can put like for this month you will be having a budget of $122. For the next month you will be having a budget of $432. Like that you can put here. And then auto adjusting, since I haven't used any since sorry this auto adjusting is based upon the spending or usage pattern you used previously. So I'm going to fix I'm going to choose the option as a fixed budget. So I'm going to enter this one as $10 per month. Okay, and then budget scope. There are two scope options. Whether you want this budget to be whether you want this budget to be to all AWS services, or you can even filter specific AWS cost dimensions. If you want your budget only, if you are creating only EC2 budget, you can click here and you can create a budget only for that EC2. Okay, and then in advanced options, I'm going with unblended cost, and these amortized cost and blended cost is very useful when you use reserve instances, reserve and on demand both. Okay, and then I'm going okay then next. So here you can add an threshold. You can set a threshold. So I will be setting like 80% of the budgeted amount. So so when my cost when my actual cost is greater than sorry. So so I'm creating this is 80% of the budgeted amount. If it exceed that, I will be getting notification. Okay, and as we saw, there are three types of alerts we can set up, right? And now I will be setting this email recipient, this email alert. So I will be entering my my email account and then create it. And then next, here you can review the budget type, alerts, budgeting details, and you know then you can create budget. So here we created the sample budget, and this budget is the budget amount for this one is $10. So if I spend more than $8, I will be receiving an threshold alert. I will be receiving a threshold alert. Okay. So uh, here's how you can create a budget. And then moving on to AWS Pricing Calculator, you can create. You can click on Create Estimate, and here there are 131 AWS services for which you can create estimates. So I will be choosing Amazon Simple Storage Service. So this one is also something I will be like putting like sample estimate, and you can select the region as per your need. And now I'm selecting this S3 standard and data transfer. If you want to do archival, you can select this one, S3 Glacier Deep Archival, or instant, S3 Glacier one, instant or flexible. So if you want your data to be in frequent, if your data is sorry. So here you can enter the amount of data you want to store. So I will be entering like 30 GB per month. So then comes the how many put, copy, post list request you want your S3 data you will be having for your S3 data. So put request means you are creating or updating an object on that S3 bucket. uh, post request is like you are creating a new object. Copy is like you are copying an object, and list is like list is used to get info of an object and their sizes. So this one I will be using less only, right? So maybe like I will be putting like 1,000. And then comes get and get, select, and all request from ST standard. So select is like you are selecting a particular data from S3, and get is you want that particular data from S3. You get that particular data from S3. So here, people will be asking, right? I want this one data, that one data. So here I will be putting like 10,000, and data returned by S3 select. Like I will be putting like 10 GB maybe, and this one is also 10 GB. So here I can view the calculations. So for data storage, you will be getting charged like 0.023, right? And then for 100 put request, get request, these and all you will be getting charged. And at last, for storing for ST standard, it costs 0.73 USD dollars. And then comes the data transfer. So as I said earlier, this inbound data transfer is free. So you can like you can make it as GP, and okay. And you can also add another inbound data transfer, and all other regions like 10 GP per month. And then comes to outbound data transfer. So this outbound data transfer is, if you want your data to be transferred to internet, it might be charging from 0.05 USD to 0.09, and from to Amazon CloudFront it is free. And to other regions, you have these pricing for other regions. So I'm choosing this internet, and I'm entering some amount of like um, again 10 GB, something like that. And here you can see the cost for inbound and outbound data transfer. So it totally cost 0.90 USD. but if I put this one as okay. So if you are getting more requests on outbound data transfer, you will be putting like, you will be increasing like, and you see this one charge for 10 GP, you will be for per GP you will be getting charged 0.09 USD per GP. And then you can add to my estimate. So you can here see the monthly cost. It will be cost if I use this configuration. I will be getting I will be getting charged $1.60 per month. And for 12 months I will be getting charged 19.56 USD dollars. So you can also use this to you can also export this estimate, and you can also share this estimate. And if you want to add you know like uh, uh, like if you want to add easy to service to this, you can click add service, and you can click here and add EC2, and you can do that again. Click okay, and you can add support, whether you want basic support plan or developer support plan, like that you can add. Okay. Mm, and then you can also create a group for these estimates, and then that's all. Here you can see the estimate, right? If you click on this, so here is the my estimate that amount. And that's all for my session. And sorry. Okay, and that's all. And thank you everyone for attending the session.
Thank you, Harsha. I think that was really wonderful. I think you given a couple of wonderful slides. I think the information which you have covered in this session and the way you presented it was amazing and outstanding. I mean, I don't see you were ever lack of confidence as you were saying that I was a bit nervous. So I mean, kudos. Your first session was very good, and thank you so much for pulling out time from your bandwidth and helping us to learn about how to work with AWS billing and pricing and what are the different ways we can optimize it. Right. With that, let me remind you a couple of stuff before we wrap up the session. Uh, Things like we are already, the time is clocking out. We are just 3 days away with our third task submission. Please do the submission now if you have not done. Task 3 is currently on your screen. It's around database, deploying and managing infrastructure, cloud monitoring in AWS global infra. The details and submission link has been in the screen. https bit.ly/AWS MDU B1C3. Please do participate in this particular submission task 3 and get a chance to win up to certification voucher up to 50% discount. So if you haven't done it, do it today itself. And the deadline for that is 23rd April, end of the day. Why are we, I mean, what's exactly making us differentiator when it comes to the certification bootcamp? So when it comes to certification bootcamp, you get an exposure to talk to different AWS experts, the community members. Like you got a chance to talk to Harsha today. Again, if you have any questions and queries, put it in the chat. We'll be happy to answer all of them. We see people are posting their messages that they like the sessions and all. But if you have any questions, please don't hesitate, put it in the chat. Or as well as you can, if you're watching it in a recorded mode, please put the question in the comment section or in the Slack workspace. The link is flashing in the screen. Will ensure that your queries are getting answered. You'll get a special access to AWS content and events and updates. So if you see, the Slack is very vibrant. There is too much of interaction around it. There is so much of learning and interactive sessions and discussions are on the Slack. So you get to learn the new things, what's happening in AWS, and you're updated. Swags, vouchers, goodies, which are pretty much as we discussed in the previous slide, that if you do the task, you get a certification voucher up to 50% discount and all. Knowledge sharing and learning. The best example is this entire certification bootcamp. The certification, we also have some innovative idea like job and hiring opportunities. So if you're a hiring manager or if you're looking out for a job, again, you get an exposure to learn about the different vacancies which are there in the market with respect to the cloud and others domain. Now, why exactly the AWS User Group Madurai was started? What was the goal? What we want to look forward, right? Or why you should look to join us? So basically, the whole idea was around the 5 pillars. First pillar is network and learn. That's common. What we always have. We discuss AWS stuff. We do have job hiring, certification. What's new in AWS? Like things like AWS Submit, which is in May end. So we do have those different announcements, those different opportunities. So you stay updated with what's happening new in AWS. Content is a king. We do have different kinds of Slack events like talks, blogs, video reels, and more, which you can participate and get a chance to win some giveaways. Zero to hero. Our core concept is that this user group has been formed for all the kinds of audience across all the languages. So you are a fresher, you are an expert, you talk in English, Tamil, or any other language, vocabulary languages, you're more than welcome to join our user group. The last, as I mentioned, contents and giveaways we have saw in this entire bootcamp, as well as the International Women's Day. We have done different kinds of swags, vouchers, etc., based on as per the AWS User Group India the guidelines. We have done those kinds of different kinds of giveaways. Again, if you're not participate, if you're not been member of AWS User Group Madurai, this is a link on the screen. Please do join today, and as well as you can follow us on different other platform. So you stay updated the different events which is happening, the different kinds of announcement. We are available in all the social media platforms like Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. Again, our major primary interaction platform is Slack, but any sorts of events, any sorts of announcement, we do publish on this one. So please do subscribe us and get updated, stay updated what's happening in AWS User Group Madurai, what's happening and how you can join us in this learning journey. So that's all what we have from today's session on episode number 10 on AWS Pricing and Billing. We have wonderful other sessions lined up as a part of our bootcamp series. Again, if you're watching this in a recorded form, please don't hesitate. Join our Slack workspace or post a message in the comment form. We'll ensure all of your comments are getting answered. So that's all from my end. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat. Harsha and I'll be happy to answer. So we are looking forward. We'll take like a minute or so. If you have any questions, put it in the chat and we'll answer them. Cool. I think I don't see a question. Obviously, the session was very interesting and very wonderful. So I think we are good here. Thank you once again, Harsha, for spending out time from your bandwidth. Thank you to all the audiences for being such a patient and interactive. That's all from today's session, episode number 10. I hope you stay safe and be very active with our user group Madurai. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you and have a wonderful evening ahead.